Welcome back to the best channel for spiritual exploration. Feel free to check out the description below for curated and recommended literature for you to expand and learn more on today's topic. Few philosophers have been as provocative or misunderstood as Friedrich Nietzsche, 1844–1900. Known for declaring that God is dead, Nietzsche is often cast as a destroyer of faith and meaning. Yet behind this shocking statement was not mere nihilism, but a profound reimagining of the divine. Nietzsche admired Baruch Spinoza for his rejection of a transcendent, judgmental God and his affirmation of nature and immanence. Like Spinoza, Nietzsche sought to find the sacred not beyond the world, but within it, in life, in nature, and in the creative power of human consciousness. His philosophy offers a vision of divinity that is not transcendent and distant, but immanent and embodied. Nietzsche's life and struggles. Born in Röcken, Prussia, in 1844, Nietzsche grew up the son of a Lutheran pastor. Though his early education was steeped in theology, he soon abandoned traditional religion, driven by both intellectual skepticism and personal suffering. A gifted philologist, Nietzsche turned to philosophy, seeking to uncover the foundations of Western values. His life was marked by illness, solitude, and intensity, culminating in a mental collapse in 1889. Yet his writings, produced in bursts of brilliance, reshaped philosophy forever. For Nietzsche, the collapse of the old God was not an end, but an opening, a chance to reimagine divinity as something immanent, alive in nature and human creativity. God is dead and its meaning. Nietzsche's declaration that God is dead is often misunderstood as a denial of all spirituality. What he meant was that the traditional conception of a transcendent, moralistic God, the guarantor of absolute values, had lost its power in modernity. Science, secularism, and critical philosophy had eroded the old foundations of faith. The death of this God left humanity at a crossroads, either descend into nihilism or create new forms of meaning rooted in life itself. Nietzsche believed that to cling to a transcendent God was to deny life, while the courage to affirm life as divine opened the path to new consciousness. Spinoza and the courage of immanence. Nietzsche openly admired Spinoza, calling him a precursor and praising his rejection of a transcendent God. For Spinoza, God was not outside creation, but identical with it. Deus sive Natura, God or nature. Nietzsche resonated with this vision, seeing in it the courage to affirm the world as sacred without appealing to a supernatural beyond. Both men saw divinity as immanent, Spinoza in the rational order of nature, Nietzsche in the overflowing vitality of life. While Spinoza spoke the language of geometry and necessity, Nietzsche spoke the language of will, creativity, and affirmation. Both pointed to the same truth. The divine is not elsewhere. It is here, within existence itself. Nature as sacred power. Nietzsche's philosophy transforms our view of nature from inert matter into a field of sacred power. He spoke of the will to power, not as domination, but as the inner drive of all beings to grow, to express, to become. Life itself, in all its beauty and cruelty, is the unfolding of this immanent force. For Nietzsche, the divine is not a transcendent creator, but the immanent energy of existence, ever striving, ever creating. Consciousness arises from this field as one of its highest expressions. To revere nature, then, is to revere God, not as a lawgiver above, but as the immanent vitality pulsing within all things. The overcoming of nihilism. If God as transcendent authority is gone, how can meaning survive? Nietzsche warned of nihilism, the despair that nothing has value. But he also saw the possibility of overcoming it through the affirmation of life. The path forward is not to mourn the lost God, but to discover divinity in immanence. His figure of the Übermensch, or Overman, represents the one who creates new values rooted in life, art, and nature. Consciousness becomes the forge of meaning, not in denial of the world, but in full embrace of its immanent sacredness. In this way, Nietzsche transformed the crisis of modernity into a call for spiritual renewal. The eternal return and immanent divinity. One of Nietzsche's most enigmatic ideas is the eternal return, the thought that life, in all its details, might repeat endlessly. He presented this not as a cosmological fact, but as a spiritual test. Can one affirm life so completely that one would will its eternal recurrence? To say yes to this is to embrace existence as divine in itself, without appeal to a beyond. The eternal return symbolizes the holiness of immanence, that every moment, however small, carries infinite weight. For Nietzsche, this radical affirmation reveals the sacred within time, within nature, within the flux of becoming. Legacy: God, nature, and the immanent divine. Nietzsche's philosophy remains both controversial and inspiring because it asks us to face the death of the old God while discovering a deeper divinity. By admiring Spinoza, Nietzsche aligned himself with a vision of God as immanent in nature and consciousness. His rejection of transcendence was not a rejection of the sacred, but a reorientation of it, from heaven to earth, from authority to creativity, from eternity to the flow of life. In this light, consciousness itself is divine, not because it reflects another world, but because it is the flowering of nature's immanent power. Nietzsche's enduring challenge is to embrace this vision, to find God not above us, but within the harmony, vitality, and creativity of life itself. Affirming the divine in life. Friedrich Nietzsche and Baruch Spinoza both had the courage to declare that God is not transcendent but immanent, not a distant ruler, but the living essence of nature. Nietzsche transformed this insight into a philosophy of affirmation. The sacred is not elsewhere. It is here, in every breath, every struggle, every act of creation. His vision remains a call to awaken consciousness to its divine depth, to embrace the world as holy, and to live as participants in the unfolding of immanent divinity. If you liked today's video, please share your thoughts in the comments. We love to read what you think, and how is your spiritual journey going. Thanks for watching.